Every fall in our city, you're invited to participate in a number of vibrant activities to mark Hispanic Heritage Month in Rochester and celebrate the generations of Hispanic Americans who've positively influenced and enriched our community. Thanks to the planning of many dedicated volunteers, the tradition continues. Ray Miolis and Erica Hernandez are both members of the city's Hispanic Heritage Committee, and they join us now to tell us what's in store this year. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
How long has Hispanic Heritage Month been celebrated in Rochester?
So the Hispanic Heritage Month has been celebrated by the City of Rochester in supporting events of Hispanic Heritage Month since the 80s.
Okay.
A official committee was formed in the 2000s.
Okay. And who can be a member of the committee? Is it all city employees?
Not necessarily. Anybody from the community that would be interested in joining can basically come to events, get involved with different activities, and then eventually become a part of the executive board if they wish to.
And there's a lot of activities planned for this year.
Quite a few this
What's
year.
the theme?
So this year's theme is a fusion of our culture into one voice.
Okay.
So there's 23 Latin American countries.
Okay.
And we all have different cultures and,
Sure.
and different, what's the word I'm looking for?
Different traditions
Different
sometimes.
traditions, yes. Our music is different, our food is different, but sometimes there's some common ground, so we try to come together with one voice as a core group.
Kind of started early this year with the Rock the Park event.
We did, we did.
But the official kickoff is when?
September
So
15th.
September 15th is
Okay.
the official kickoff at City Hall, but
Okay.
we do have two other events that are happening before the
Oh,
kickoff.
wow. Okay.
So this year's a little bit, so that'll be 3 events prior to the actual kickoff.
Okay, so is the golf tournament the
The
next?
golf tournament
Oh,
is the very next one,
exciting.
yes. So
And
this
tell
is
us
our
about that.
second year of our golf tournament, and it's vamos a go play golf, but it's a chance for us to really look at the game and talk and enjoy. And it's actually a fundraiser for academic scholarship for a young Latino student for a future college, for a senior that's a senior right now.
Okay.
So we choose a student and we actually give the funds as an academic scholarship to that youth. But it's a fun time of just hanging out, being with other Latinos and other friends that play golf and talk about the things that we're doing in the community.
And where will that happen?
That's at Braemar this year. It's actually
Okay.
the same place as it was last year. We'll be starting around noontime with a 12:30 tee off. There's teams from all different human service agencies. The city has a team. Different departments are sending representation. So it's actually a chance to really brag for a year of who's got the rights and who does great in the event.
Sure, and Erica, what's the next event after the golf tournament?
So after the golf tournament,
The art gallery.
the art gallery, thank you.
Okay, and the link.
The link, yes.
Okay.
So we'll be starting with the link on September 12th.
Okay.
And basically we'll have art from Latino artists from all over the region. And some of it will be hanging pieces, other pieces might be 3-dimensional pieces. But really we wanted to create, we like to create an opportunity every year for people to come out and enjoy the art and enjoy the culture.
And that's right inside City Hall, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And will there be a ceremony, a reception with that as well, or?
No, the reception will be with the kickoff,
Okay. And the kickoff is when?
September 15th.
Fun. And that happens right in the atrium of City
Right in
Hall.
the atrium of
Right.
City Hall.
It's one of my favorite events. Lots of youth are involved.
Yes.
Why is that so important to involve the youth? And tell us exactly what will happen at the kickoff.
So at the kickoff, we usually have different types of Latin, either music or dance, any type of artistic form, expression. And we like to have our youth particularly involved usually in the unfurling of the flags of the 23 Latin American countries. And it's really important because to celebrate our culture and our legacy, it's really important to get future generations involved in learning that culture and learning that legacy, and also giving them the chance to contribute in their own way to it. So we really like to include that component.
And so with each unfurling, each child will tell about that country and kind of have done
Correct.
research about that particular flag.
There's a statement made for each single country. Like if you look at the top 3 countries, everybody knows Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Dominican Republic would be probably predominantly the top 3. But there are so many other countries that we really don't talk about and experience and know their cultures or their traditions. So it's really good to know about their flags, what their colors stand for in the flag, and really understanding, some of their traditions.
And that's a fun event, and it's free, open to the public.
Free,
Completely
yes,
free. There will be Latino-style refreshments, so people can come and try out some of those.
Very nice.
And great music, great art forms, and just overall very family-friendly environment.
What's next in the lineup?
After the kickoff is there's theater night at one of the centers, so it's we throw a movie on, and it's usually
Is that
cultural.
a youth-centered event?
Yes, it's at the David Gantz Art Center this year.
Okay.
So that is youth focused, and it's we'll have the youth come from all the different centers, come watch a culturally related video or movie, and there'll also be artists performing as well, and music. Sometimes that type of expression.
There's storytelling sometimes some type of musical component, just things that are very culturally rooted, culturally based.
What does it take to pull all of these various activities all over the city together?
It's a lot of, the committees and the group all work together, and we're really this is what we do. We pull together, we get volunteers, we get sponsors, we do the best we can with what we have. And the month is so busy because there's only I would say maybe 12, 13 of us in the actual committee and boards, that the 13 of us are just completely swamped for that whole month. So we put our families to the side, or we put our families to work to join
one
us.
of the two.
So one of the two. You get put to the side, or you come join us, and it's we're all in. We're all in.
Definitely.
What's the following event after the theater night?
We have the tribute to the grandparents. It's called the Abuelitos event, and basically we do not forget where we came from. The older cultural generation is very near and dear to us. They're a little bit older. We honor them as well with an old folk style music component, with old folk music, a band that plays that type of music. We give out honorary grandmother, honorary grandfather award, and we just have a really good time with them. It's really fun. We get them there transported by lift line.
Very
so
nice.
we have a lot of supporting partners and collaborations in place, so that everybody can join and have a good time.
Who are some of the partners that help put on these events?
So for example, with the Abuelitos event, Ibero is helping and partnering as they deal with a lot of the senior community. Like he mentioned in the past, Lift Line. This year I think it might be, is it Medical Motors? And obviously, we have the city supporting us, and mayor supporting us, and it's this year's event is for the grandparents, or the abuelitos, is called the Golden Years. And so really just celebrating that, and really people from the entire local community really supports us.
Very nice. Are you able to share who the honorees are this year, or is that being kept a secret?
We haven't chosen them yet.
Okay.
So.
How about past honorees? Can you give us an example of?
I know that the Pedrasas were a big name growing up in Rochester, and so they're the pioneers, and it's usually the ones that were the first ones that got here that really brought their families over. So I know the Pedrasas' great-grandfather was honored.
Wow.
I think Belen Colon was one that she was honored. So you have those types of people that were pioneers, and they really, when they first got here, they didn't just go to work. They actually were advocates for their people while they were here. So those are the types of people we look at honoring.
What's their reaction when you honor them in this way?
Well, we actually invite their whole family, so it's their whole family gets to be there with them and enjoy this honoring, but they're I would say they're appreciative, and you see a lot of tears, and it's a very nice momentous occasion.
Definitely, the passion definitely comes out, and the appreciation, because like Ray mentioned, we have the entire family there. You have kids, you have grandkids. In some cases, you even have great grandkids and great grandkids.
Wow!
So it's an amazing experience to realize that they're not only being celebrated for all their work in the community, but also that they get to share that with all this legacy that they've created these generations.
And one of the other events is the college fair for the younger generation. What happens there?
So I think there's 4 or 5 colleges that come, and they're really there. We're also, recruiting seniors and older grades because
Okay.
we're looking at college preparedness. But
Sure.
the FAFSA comes to question, and we have schools here to help them with those things. Any questions they might have, HEOP, any type of higher ed opportunity that they can offer. They're there to answer questions.
Lots of resources together.
Lots
Where does
of
that happen at?
resources. And this year is going to be at MLK.
Okay.
So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
This year it's a little bit different because the kids are coming from our centers.
Okay.
So it's on a Saturday, and our centers will be transporting the kids from
very
all
nice.
the different centers to MLK.
Makes it
It's
easy.
open to the
Yeah.
public.
Okay.
It's not just Latino students. It's
Okay.
open
Yeah.
to every single ethnic background.
Excellent.
So it's there as a resource for everybody.
And finally, if we could just skip ahead to the culminating gala,
Yes.
the big signature event. What's
Yeah.
in store this year?
This year's style is actually going to be a little bit different.
Yes.
We decided to kind of get away from more of a formal program
Okay.
and make it more of a celebration, a dance. So this year is kind of going to be like a night of dance featuring some great Latin music, which is kind of to be announced, and just really fun. We've spent the month looking at different cultural aspects, traditions, art forms, and we continue on with that in this culminating gala, but also just giving people a time to really celebrate all that we've looked at, experienced, learned about, kind of let their hair down and enjoy that evening.
So in the past, it's been a formal event with guest speakers and honoring a student and all that. All those things happen. This year, it's
A little
let your
more
hair down,
casual.
enjoy, and really have a good time. A little bit more on the casual side, but it's at the Radisson this year.
Okay.
And it's on City View. It's got the city river view.
Beautiful.
So it's going to be a really beautiful event.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. Be sure to check out the full schedule of events for Hispanic Heritage Month posted at cityofrochester.gov/HHM. You can call 585-428-5990 or send an email to hispanicheritage month@cityofrochester.gov.